I got all of these reptiles for free, and today I'm gonna teach you how you can get some too. Getting free reptiles seems like a dream. Like, how the heck do people get free reptiles? I mean, they cost a lot of money, and I have spent lots and lots of money on certain reptiles. But I will say some of the ones I got for free hold the most sentimental value to me. And I'm not saying by any means that you should go and seek only to get free reptiles, because all of them cost you money to set up and take care of. So every free reptile that I got has cost me lots and lots of money. So let's just start with this guy right here, the face of the channel, Diamond. I got Diamond in 2019. Right after I started the channel, I was just talking about how I didn't want another bearded dragon. I had some way back in, 2007. I just decided that I didn't want them anymore. And then as I kept talking about how you shouldn't have one, I wanted one more and more because I remember how amazing they are. The way that I got them for free was there was some rapper guy who lives kind of close to where I live who got a good contract and he moved to Los Angeles and he needed a home, and I saw him on Kijiji, which is our version of Craigslist here in Canada. I said, hey, I've got a small YouTube channel. At the time it was, I don't know, maybe 1,000 subscribers. I would love to give him a home and show him off to the public. He said, okay, come get him. So I did. I got him and his enclosure. It was free, and now Diamond is the face of the channel. An animal that I don't have anymore, and this is a great example of why you shouldn't always take free animals, are my turtles. I actually don't have these animals anymore. Aquatic turtles in general aren't for me. I don't really think that they go with my personality, and they just take so much time and effort. And I had them because a comedian friend of mine, he gave them to me. I was gonna rehome them, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this enclosure in my living room. It's a really nice aquarium. And then at 2 a.m. one morning, I heard it leaking, and it leaked almost 100 gallons of water into my basement, which means I had to redo a floor and a ceiling and walls, and it was a complete nightmare. So now I don't have those animals anymore, and instead I got this really cool rock wall thanks to Herp Havoc, and now I've got collared lizards in there too. And the collared lizards I actually got for free as well. Well, I got 2 of them because I paid for them, but some of the other collared lizards that I have, which I would love to do a full video on if you'd like to see them, because I really do think that they're like the coolest thing ever. I got them on a breeding loan. So somebody knew I had some collared lizards already and I needed a female. So I was given a female in exchange for, when she lays eggs, I give him some of the babies. I keep the female and I keep half the clutch and he gets half the clutch. And to me, that's fair. That's basically a breeding loan of sorts, or a deal. So I didn't pay any money for this animal, and all it costs me is the eggs that I would never have in the first place if I didn't get the animal for free. And definitely there are some trades in this list, which I'll explain why I still think that's for free. But there's things like Doug, where he just needed a home. Doug, the green iguana, I love so much. He's outside now for the summer. Right now it's like 31 degrees Celsius. He lives with my redfoot tortoises, which were also free. These are instances of this animal needs a good home. Doug, the green iguana, lived at the reptile shop, Niagara Exotics, that I go to all the time. He was there for years and years. Somebody finally took him home as kind of a rescue type situation. Not rescue, but adoption. And then it was discovered that the people who took him home were neglecting him, and he got really skinny and part of his tail didn't work, and it was just a nightmare. So the shop got him back, looked for a good home, and at the time, one of the girls who worked at the shop also worked for me as the zookeeper here. So she said, hey, I want to take care of him and I'm here twice a week. Can we have him? So I got him. And now I am so glad that I never in a million years thought that I wanted a green iguana, but I got him, and he's kind of the coolest thing ever. These terribilis dart frogs were also free. Okay, first of all, the most toxic, poisonous vertebrae on the planet in the wild. In captivity, they're not toxic at all. I've explained why a million times. Poison dart frogs are safe to keep. And I love these guys. I love dart frogs. These are a big species of Philobades terribilis, one of the bigger dart frogs in the entire world. They're bright, they're vibrant, they call really loud. I love them, and I got 6 of them for free. Oh, sort of. It was a trade. I traded some of my white tree frogs, and I got the white tree frogs for free, technically, well, in a trade, I guess, for my time. It was another YouTuber who wanted a consult. I do these things generally if I like your YouTube channel for free. I just, gave him the consult for free, and then he sent me some of these white tree frogs as a thank you, like as a payment, which was nice. It was like a gift. So I traded a gift for these frogs, which I like better, because the white tree frogs they're huge and they're so loud. I guess there's lessons in all these things, right? Like, be nice to people, be friends with your reptile shop, and these opportunities come. Obviously, buying reptiles is way easier than getting free ones, and there's so many ways you can do that, but my new favorite way to acquire reptiles is through Palm Street. Palm Street is an app I downloaded, I started to scroll, and all of a sudden I'm involved in these auctions, and they are so much fun. You load up one of these live auctions from one of your favorite creators, you look at the animals that they have, and because there's a chat in the bottom, you can ask questions. How old is this animal? What are the mother and father look like? And the person presenting will actually show you what you want to see. It's like buying in person at a reptile store or at an expo, but it's online. And if you bid the most amount of money, then you win. It's an auction, and the auctions are only a few minutes, which means that you're not wasting all day or several days keeping an eye on one auction. Oh, when am I gonna bid? It's down to the wire, I better be on my phone. These auctions take like 1 to 3 minutes, so they're very quick, very simple, and you're not spending your entire day trying to buy one reptile. The community is fantastic, no bots, no scams.
Adam, well, tell me what you want me to pull out, and then I'll pull out that specific animal.
A true community of reptile lovers that you can connect with, and that's why I love Palm Street. And if you're looking to sell your reptiles, I've got a special link for you in the description below. And if you're looking just to acquire some really cool reptiles from all the great sellers on Palm Street, there's a link in the description for you too. If you want to see what I'm up to on my new favorite app, hit the link below, and I'll see you guys on Palm Street. Another one I got for free was Miss Noodle, the ball python. I say all the time that normal ball pythons can be free, and they can. This was in, I think, 2019. I got Miss Noodle. Someone posted on Kijiji that they were looking for a good home for the snake. First come, first serve. I went and got the snake like 10 minutes after she was posted. It was free. It was like 10 minutes away from my house. That's how I got this ball python for free. This cave gecko, first of all, cave geckos are going up in price. I think they're so cool, and if you like them, get them now. I did a whole video like 4 years ago right here you can watch about why they're amazing. They're like the emo version of a leopard gecko, I always say, you know, like Dear Diary, Mood, Eating Crickets, or whatever. The way that I got this animal for free is I did the video, I talked about them a lot, especially in 2020, 21, 22, and someone bought a cave gecko and then showed it to me at a reptile expo. They bought it at the expo and showed me. And then 6 months later, she decided that cave geckos weren't for her, and she said, hey, it's your fault I have this, do you want it? I'm like, okay. So she brought it to an expo and then gave me this cave gecko. So now I just have one cave gecko for free. It's funny, I actually got 2 cave geckos the exact same way. Like this happened twice. The other one I ended up selling at an expo, but I'm keeping this one because I thought it was a cool story. Or just being nice to your local reptile shop, which is how I got Tilly the frilly. Tilly, okay, I'm doing a whole video about my cool little dinosaur pretty soon because I love these frilled dragons so much. The same reptile shop, Niagara Exotics, that had Doug, I wanted a frilled dragon forever, and the owner said, you know, I might get rid of Tilly because I have Australians coming in, and he's got this really cool pair of Australian frills now. And Tilly's an Indonesian, and they didn't have a boyfriend for her. Well, it's actually a boy, so good thing. Anyway, I said, hey, look, if you're looking to get rid of this animal, I'll buy Tilly, you know? And then we kind of hemmed and hawed, and then it was like a year of me badgering this owner of the store to finally get Tilly. And then one day, eventually, one of the workers said, hey, Chris said it's okay, you can come get Tilly, and then I got my truck and immediately left before he changed his mind again. And this was simply because I was just nice and a patron of the shop. I spent all my money there for live feeders up until that point, so it was just kind of a, hey, we know you're gonna give it a good home, so I got Tilly the frilly. There's been a few times just at the local reptile store, if you spend enough time there, people get to know you. I was there just to buy bugs one day about 1.5 years ago, and some guy who I've never met before ever shows up, he's like, hey, I like your channel, reaches into his jacket, it's February, it's cold, pulls out this corn snake. Hey, I know yours died. This is right after corn and my corn snake died. He didn't know I was gonna be there. I've never met this guy, didn't have my number, didn't have a GPS tracker as far as I know, just showed up and randomly gave me this snake for free because he knew that my snake died. To this day, I have no idea how this guy just came out of the shadows like that. Unfortunately, Cornholio passed away. It was a heart issue. There's a whole video right here. And that's the really hard part about reptiles is sometimes they just get sick. I still do have Cornholio frozen, so I do plan to take for a post-mortem. I just haven't done it yet. Although we know what it is. It was pericardial effusion, I believe, when there's like water or liquid fluid all around the heart. That's what it was. This is Nellie, who is not a reptile if you didn't notice, but I'm including her because the only reason I got this rescue dog, this is a foster fail, by the way. I was gonna foster this dog and then I just fell in love with her and now she lives with me forever. Plus my golden retriever, Josephine, I think that they're lovers. They are obsessed with each other. So I could never get rid of this dog anyway. But I got her from the reptile shop. One of the employees lived beside somebody who was hoarding dogs, had like 13 dogs. And then the city came and said, you have to get rid of some of them. Nellie ended up at whose name was Chloe at the time, by the way, but she's a nervous Nelly, which is why I named her that. She ended up at the reptile shop, and then one of the employees who works there was like, hey, I know you love dogs and you buy everything I tell you to because you have a giant heart for animals and can't say no. Come look at this dog. So I did. And then immediately I knew Nelly was coming home with me. So this wasn't by any means a reptile, but it's because of the reptile store. And if I wasn't doing this, then I never would have Nelly. So anyway, this is Nelly. She's great. I have no idea what breed mix she is. Let me know in the comments section below your guess. I know that they do the, genetic testing, but that's all baloney, by the way. If you didn't know, it's freaking baloney. We talked about trades a little bit. You don't necessarily have to trade an animal for an animal and that's the thing too, is then you're just really kind of trading something rather than getting it for free. But what I did is I got a free enclosure one time. It was one of these glass exoterra enclosures, and somebody was looking for one and wanted to trade their northern blue-tongued skink. So I traded a glass enclosure for a northern blue-tongued skink, and that's how I got Steve. Steve's great. Steve's awesome. I'm actually likely going to rehome Steve because of the blue-tongued skinks that I have, I prefer Irwin. He's just a better handling animal, a little bit nicer, kind of like more shy. And I'm trying to make, bigger homes for less animals. And Steve is going to be one of the ones that I think I'm going to rehome. I've had him since October 2020. I did a whole video right here about getting Steve, my dream reptile, a northern blue-tongued skink. But I just think that it's time for Steve to get another new home, and maybe someone can make a video about how they get Steve. Oh, his name is Steve, even though I used to have a dog named Steve, which the lizard came first, because I've got one named Steve and one named Irwin. There you go. Also, the amount of you who in the comments spell Irwin E-R-W-I, he's named after Steve Irwin. It's I-R-W-I-N. Remember that guy I told you with Cornholio who just pulled him out of his... So I actually have a few more free animals from this guy too. Well, they were in trade. So this is a guy who trades reptiles, imports reptiles, and I got these frilled dragons in exchange for some leopard geckos. I traded some leopard geckos at the beginning. This is in like February or something like that. It was half trade, half cash. I'll give you the cash later. Here's the frilleds. So I got a pair of Australian frilled dragons, which we did a video about a few weeks ago. Set them up, really cool. Now I have 3 frilled dragons, and all of them I didn't really pay for. Now, of course, you're gonna be saying, well, you could have sold those leopard geckos for money, because I traded a bunch of leopard geckos. And it's true, I could have, but then you have to market the animals, and then you spend time trying to sell the animals, and you're selling them at one by one. This was a wholesale, it just was so much easier. And I said that I got half money for that trade. Well, this guy I just put on credit. He's good. I know he wasn't going anywhere. And eventually he said, hey, look, dude, I don't really want to give you any money. Instead, gonna give you these rainbow boas. And I said, okay. So I actually got 2 rainbow boas, a pair of rainbow boas, and this was about a month ago. So in exchange for 20-something leopard geckos, I got 2 frilled dragons, Australians, a pair of male and female that I can later breed, and a pair of Brazilian rainbow boas. To me, that's a pretty fair trade. Feeding 4 mouths instead of 20-something mouths is a lot easier, so in the long run, it kind of saved me money. And lastly, this is a twofer. This is Rocco, the crested gecko, and this is Fettuccine, the normal ball python. And the way I got Fettuccine and Rocco is I got married. That's it. My wife, Trish, who's in these videos a lot, she had 2 animals before me. People always ask, hey, was she into reptiles before you? Yes, she found me through the YouTube channel. So she had 2 of them, and now they live with me, with us. So technically, what's mine is yours, or however marriage works, So now I have a normal crest gecko and a normal ball python for free. So I wouldn't recommend, if you want a reptile, to get married in order to get one. It's just kind of like a perk that I got cool reptiles too. Anyway, that's how you can get free reptiles. There's a whole bunch of, life lessons in here. Either way, I do videos Mondays and Thursdays, so I'll see you in the next one.